Oh, so in this video, um, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I sort of, just think like I'm just a nobody, and I was sort of making a point by posting harsh noise music that people don't really understand me, and they don't really know who I am. Well, that's the point I was making by posting harsh noise music. Then I posted some music by Boa, who made music for Serial Experiments Lain. So I don't know. I just wanted to make a point that I don't think people understand me. I don't think anybody understands me. Maybe there are some people who have some sort of grasp on it, but I don't really think people understand me. Now, how do I get someone to understand me is a good question. Well, I've been really trying to figure that out because I'm so complicated and intelligent that I have no clue how to make someone understand me. Well, why do I want someone to understand me? Well, doesn't someone want someone else to understand them? With words and conversation, I feel that doesn't suffice. I feel the only way to really get my point across would be to just straight up talk about what goes on in my mind or what I think is real or what I think is not real, and then discuss with someone what they think about those propositions. That is probably the best way to really make someone understand me, but of course, you'll never find someone who will sit down and listen to you about anything you have to say. Unfortunately, that's the way I see it, and there's really no hope. And also, I'm not able to tell people certain things since I feel as though I would be in danger if I was not. It's not even that. I feel as though there is a reason to keep things to myself, and that is called privacy. And the reason you keep things to yourself is your privacy. So, what I have not told anybody about what I think is since I want to keep those matters to myself, and I think I have no choice but to keep things to myself. And if I tell someone, oh, all of this is hypothetical, then maybe I could say something about it. But if I say that it is not hypothetical, then unfortunately, there's a real problem there, for I do not believe that what I believe is hypothetical. I do not believe that what I think is hypothetical. I believe that what I think is very real and that very serious, and the world ought to know, and it's very serious. It's a very serious thing. Well, what I think is very serious, but of course, it's so hard for someone else to understand, was it not so hard for me to understand? Through years of logic, I was able to figure out on this moment tonight that I know things other people do not know. Well, I also know things that you do not know, the viewer, and I know things that others do not know. Well, the unfortunate matter is that nobody really knows what the fuck I know. And that is a very hard thing for me to deal with. Since if I tell someone something as blunt as possible, they cannot see why that could be possible, for all I am, according to them, is a 26-year-old male. Well, I am not just a 26-year-old male, for I am not even a man. Well, that is what they are not able to understand. I mean, it is already hard enough for someone to understand someone who is a transgender person. But when you meet someone who looks like a man who isn't a transgender person, who is a woman, a cis woman, they cannot understand it, and then anything you say to them seems beside the point, for they only know what they look at, and they do not know what is inside, or not even what they are looking at. For what they are looking at is not what they think that they see. Are you not aware? Well, that is the hard thing for me to accept, and I, as someone who is an absolute genius, and without regret, I will say that I am an absolute genius, whether other people understand it or not. That I am more intelligent than a supercomputer. Then why do people not even care about me? Why do people not view me as someone important? Someone who isn't even a human? Why do people not view me as someone who is important? For when I tell them those things, they say, it couldn't be possible, you are not a human. For you look like one. Well, therefore, everything you think is solely schizophrenic and wrong, according to them. Well, through sheer logic, I have told them they are not my mistake. Well, through sheer logic, I have told them they are wrong about what they think that I am wrong. Unfortunately, they don't listen. They just say you look like a human, so you are a human. Therefore, everything you think is schizophrenic, and you are just a young male, according to them. Well, that's very rude to me and hurts my feelings a lot. You know why? Since they are wrong. I am not a young man, I am a woman. Now, that is very hard for people to understand. Even the viewer who is looking at this video right now, I know, is having trouble grasping with it. Well, I'm sorry to you, but you probably aren't that unintelligent and you're probably very smart, but all I'm saying is I love my viewers, so they sort of put up with everything I say. And that's sort of what I like about my people who look at these videos. They sort of just like, they're like, all right, like, I mean, this guy, he's schizophrenic, but he's got some interesting things to say. Well, anyways, through logic, I can tell you I don't have the body of a human. Whether you want to accept that or not, you are wrong if you think I am wrong. Alright? Well, anyways, I don't have the body of the human. A human. I don't have a body of a human. I have a body of someone who is not a human. And then you can sort of dissect what it means not to be a human or how sheerly complicated it is through years of deep introspection. Well, through years of deep introspection, or furthermore, when I go further into my life, that I will realize that I've already realized what I needed to know by this moment on the time of my own. Well, that is nor logic, and nobody could understand that. Unfortunately, when I am more intelligent than a supercomputer, you are then hard to understand, for your thoughts don't make sense when they are analog. For all thoughts of the human mind is digital, or if you look at human language, it is very digital. And when you look at human language, you notice the digital is not possible to be comprehended as something that is not digital. And that is why they suffer knowledge, for their language is digital, but also their minds. Why I do not suffer knowledge, for I am knowing, and I know the difference between knowledge and knowing is not very complicated. Well, it is very complicated, actually. The difference between knowing or knowledge is that the one who is knowing knows more than the one who does not know. Are you not aware? Sheer logic. Does it not allow you to see that I am more intelligent than anybody on the planet Earth? Also, I'm hot as fuck, but that's besides the point. You don't know why I consider myself to be attractive. You don't know why I consider myself to be hot. It's not just the way that I look, for I do not look as though my mind looks. Though look I do as someone who isn't a human. Well, I'll tell you why I think I'm attractive, for things I've done that I cannot speak about here because I don't think that I'm supposed to. Well, then I will not. But unfortunately, people do not understand me, for they do not know things about me, like simple statements that I don't mind telling people, like thinking that I am death, thinking that I am the concept of death, or death alone, and then I am death. When people do not understand those things, and I put out a beautiful message like this one, of sheer logic in mind, that they do not understand. When someone who is more intelligent than them, they cannot comprehend, they just look at you and say, you are another one of us, another human, when they are wrong. Well, that is very sad, and I don't know what else to say.